And welcome to our second attempt of going through here on Psychonauts 2. First attempt didn't go so well.
I told him to do something and he didn't do it.
I don't know what I did wrong.
Select the correct save slot.
The button isn't working.
None of the buttons are working.
Oh, I guarantee you the one that doesn't require that works.
Just use your keyboard, it's whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Just going to go to save slot 2. Okay.
He has a replay.
Yep.
That
doesn't show up on OBS. That's just the...
Please make it disappear. Oh, thank God.
It disappears on its own.
So welcome everybody to Psychonauts 2, also known as Psychonauts 2. I will try to only do it that one time. I just wanted to do it as a throwback.
He really wanted his throwbacks.
3 days ago, Truman Zanotto, the grand head of the Psychonauts, was kidnapped.
So I know you mentioned
yesterday with Maya.
Yeah, so well, it's funny because this game takes place maybe like a week after the first.
If that, yeah.
Game, so.
With Rhombus being the midway game, yeah.
Yeah, so I think you said that the recap gets skipped. Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, the recap gets skipped if you're on a
first game. It does skip the recap of the first game and Rhombus of Ruin. To be fair, Rhombus of Ruin, given how little stuff there is in it, Raz basically explained what happened. Loboto stole away the head in Psychonauts, and they got him back. That's really all you need to know in the grand scheme of things.
Like, as far as this game's concerned, like, there's a little more to it than that, but that's long and short of it.
Yeah. So look, being a Psychonaut is fun.
It is.
Shout out to Mr. Pokelope.
Oh, hey,
where's Mr. Pokelope?
Yeah,
I see the sticker note, but like, where's Mr. Pokelope?
I've dreamed about working at Psychonauts headquarters.
I want to hear his luscious voice again.
Oh, absolutely.
Come on, we're going to be late for the morale
Oh, Discord. You might have to rescreen me in a second.
Uh-oh, I'm gonna break the game if I try to do it now.
Haha. Yeah, you're gonna. Okay, after the cutscene, you're gonna have to do it. It's not working. For some reason, it broke for me, which is fine. I guess I'll take.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they say in this intro cutscene. Oh wait, no.
It's Mr. Oleander, and he's holding the Mr. Pokelope doll. It's beautiful.
Still have the talking turtle?
I love Mr. Pokelope.
Maury.
Sorry.
I'm very glad that everybody sounds. Well, Oleander sounds slightly different, but everyone else sounds the same. I don't know if they're all the same voice actors.
I'm pretty sure that Oleander still sounds mostly the same. Like, it might just be an instance of it being over a decade after the last game.
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of tell in some aspects. Raz sounds genuinely like an older person.
Maybe one of our newest
he is,
again,
of course, yeah.
Also one of our most
Yeah.
improved.
Well, I mean, his voice actor also. Again, this game came out like what 16 years after the first game. So.
Oh yeah, the first game was 2005.
Yeah. So the thing with Coach Oleander is.
Oleander and Dr. Loboto, as we're seeing him now.
Oleander just sounds slightly less. What's it called? Less Army General-y. It's the best way I can even describe it. In terms of his...
Like, that's probably for the best given his role in this game compared to the first anyway. It's not as much of a military sergeant here.
Or you could just tell us who your boss is, and we could.
I can't see what's going on, but I assume they just
still
gave,
the cutscene.
I know. I'm just assuming
Loboto has his award, and he's running away because he got his Employee of the Year.
Yes, you are, darling.
Yay! Congratulations, Dr. Loboto. You're Employee of the Year.
Yay!
He's never been the employee of anything.
Okay.
Hurry up! Before I take
My favorite part about Dr. Loboto is the fact that he's in the first game.
Okay, we're wrong gameplay, so
anyways, Dr. Loboto.
Yes, this is my maximum walking speed, so enjoy.
For now.
I'm absolutely walking to everybody here.
You gonna help her
time for the morale corral.
But the thing I love about Dr. Lovato is in the first game, we are told he is he says he's a dentist, and then he says he's a brain now he's a brain surgeon. I don't know if it was this game or Rompus of Ruin, but one of them actually explains that he's not even technically a professional dentist.
No, definitely not.
Mondays, am I right?
Sorry, can't talk. It's no meetings.
This is very interesting because this is before you go to. Well, I guess this is created from the mind of Sasha. We'll learn about that soon. Because these are all people that are actually in the Psychonauts HQ.
Okay, finally I can move in here.
It's very interesting that you can see them ahead of time. Some of the people that you can actually speak to.
Stay close to him, Raz.
But don't freak him out.
I like how Lily talks loud and then Oleander whispers.
Oleander's whispering. Yeah.
I said, I love Casual Friday. Am I right?
Anything to add to
I do
this?
too. I didn't even know you could talk to these people.
Oh yeah, you can talk to everybody.
Stop dawdling.
At least like in the mental world, I think you can talk to everybody. Okay, I can finally run.
So, what are they paying you?
Rasputin, on mission.
All of these, just Sasha chastising us.
Raz, move it.
Check.
Funny. I didn't even know that. To be fair, part of me didn't want to like
Uh-oh.
stay in the section for too long because the walking speed was driving me nuts. Like I knew why they did it, but it was driving me nuts.
And now I can finally attack. Slowly unlock my full moveset.
So one thing I will say, because now we're gonna start slowly getting to this point.
Boss's office. Oh, tropical vacation.
Yeah, the tropical vacation. So one thing actually, I get why they did it, but I will admit that this does frustrate me a little bit about the beginning of the game. It's more of a nitpick than anything, because I understand why they did it. Is the way that Raz kind of relearns everything.
Yeah, like it's one of those game-isms. Like it's annoying from a story perspective.
Yeah, like they act like he forgot like everything.
Even though it's only been like a week.
Yeah, like a week tops probably.
Well, come
Hey,
and
Doc.
get me.
Hey, come on.
Why are you
I want to.
so-
I want to play Touch the Lotto. Oh, well, never
And
mind.
here's the first time they show how inventive they get with this game.
Oh yeah, now like this game's visuals get really trippy. They pull a lot of tricks on it.
I'm really glad they did. This is a game, you know, that you are in the minds of people. And the
Yeah, like,
first game didn't
funny
really
enough, like
go too crazy.
I'm kind of glad that we're doing this game so recently after Rift Apart because they play a lot of the same visual tricks.
Yeah, which is funny because I was talking to a friend of mine and I was like, "Man, Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart was really touting how they do all these same visual tricks without, and they needed an SSD for it, but this isn't installed on my SSD and the game is loading totally fine."
I mean, to be fair, like the game's pulling a lot of tricks, and Insomniac did openly, but like these things were still possible. You just had to be tricky with it.
Yeah.
Up and now you throw it. I don't want to dodge. I want to get crushed.
You can't. I don't think. Can you?
Unfortunate. Oleander gets crushed instead. Well, have fun there, Oleander. Consider karma for the first game.
Stand down, soldier.
So this
How
game...
much is he gonna complain if I just let him sit here? I want to grab these figments.
Lots of figments.
Also, I do want to know, Mayo.
His
and
imagination
yes,
are
there's
littered all over
figments.
mental world. Will increase for every 100 you collect.
When you see a figment,
How do you plan to go about with 100%ing most of the stages in this game? Because as you're well aware, backtracking is very prevalent. in this game.
I mentioned it to you before we started recording. I'm just gonna. I'll grab what's along the way, but I'm not gonna worry too much about 100%ing first time around.
soldier.
Yeah, which is fair.
This enemy
Unless there's like some place where you have to.
What? Do you have anything else to add to it, Oleander?
You can talk to him.
Hurry, man. The weight is crushing my metals.
I can't lift that tooth.
There's a door up there.
So there's two things I'll also mention here too.
Stairs out of here.
One, I really hope you don't hate,
I know.
or I really hope you don't mind
Final.
dentistry stuff all that sort of stuff, because this first level.
Like, just look at it. If this is gross to you, turn off the video now. It's not going to get any better.
Yeah, wait until part 2. Essentially, it'll fix that.
And honestly, even then, like, there's other levels that kind of have similar problems with the gross out.
I think this is probably the worst it gets in terms of things that I could see people getting very, like, ugh, this is the grossest stage I saw in terms of just, like, ugh.
There's a worse one later.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I finished the game, by the way. He hasn't.
What's that?
Yeah, I might
he's
come
been
back.
obsessing over side quests.
Zip it back up again. Zip
Yes.
There. Now that your
been.
cap is clean.
But the other thing I wanted to mention, too, is there's actually a trigger warning in this game, which was very bizarre to me.
I mean, I get it. Unfortunately, we're not in the same world as 2005. Somebody on Twitter is going to complain.
I understand why they did it. It just caught me off guard when I first opened the game, and they immediately
it did me too.
There was an immediate trigger warning.
Coach, this room is definitely not in Sasha's plan. In fact, I think it's a trap.
Uh-oh.
Now this is normal. Oh, big sensor. No attack thoughts that don't belong. Yeah, these guys were in the first game, and they act the exact same.
in your mind and stamp out things
Yep.
belong.
But you know what? They're less pitful in this game than they are than in the first game.
Nice. Just head to the chair aimed a different direction for me here than it did my first time through too. Last time it just went flying.
I'm glad he's still what's it called? He still runs into that chair. I didn't know if it was just like I was just lucky or something. But ooh, we have look at this, guys. We have Sonic
I got an achievement, and you can actually see it this time. Unlike the first game, you can actually see my achievements now.
Yep, TKO. But yes, this game has I call it Sonic Hero Syndrome just because the first game did not have health bars on enemies, like proper health bars. Now we do. Now we do, in fact, have
that is a
proper
really
health bars.
weird game to compare it to, but okay.
We did a lot of Sonic games. I feel like it's fine.
I mean, it's just we haven't done Sonic Heroes for close to a decade at this point.
It's true. Romper, quiet.
I'm
Not
look for
both of you.
some big meats.
So I will mention too, when you're inside stages, those green glowing objects will
Memory
have
vault.
your health.
Some minds
for the most part.
try to protect themselves by lock memories away in vaults. Chase them down and bust them open to reveal repressed memories inside. So, same as the first game.
Way more annoying to deal with in this game. Luckily, you can get them
They're the
stuck
same.
up,
I haven't had any issues with it.
You just have to hit them multiple times in this game. Just a little... Yeah.
Enhancement under the sea. Okay, so we have Lobato reading A True Dental Tales. Oh,
I'll be
Pokelope!
honest. Hey, look at yeah, it's Pokelope. Also, one thing I will say that threw me off when I first played this game, seeing these things in like really high resolution tripped me out. There's a lot of detail we'll be able to see.
Yeah,
we'll be able to read out.
I'm gonna try to read through them like we did in the first game. So,
Yep.
the shadow figure behind him, like, no idea who that's supposed to be. A cat.
It's also
Or
Pokelope.
somebody with a mustache. Yes, Pokelope is here, and that is very important.
Yeah, it's somebody from the Nyakuza from Hat in Time. Ooh, passport, a map, some cash. There, he's being wait, does that
bribed?
passport? Hold on, does that passport have the Psychonauts logo on it, or am I going?
It kind of looks like it does.
Interesting.
Pokelope!
Pokelope's taking a look at the map too.
Yep.
Outpost Charlie Psycho Delta, which
There's
means
an airplane,
CPD, I assume.
I have no
Psycho isn't the
idea.
word you use for P, so it'd be C Psycho D, whatever that means. It's in the middle of nowhere.
It's just, I think this is the area from Realms of Ruin.
It
I'm
is.
not super familiar with that game.
It is, yes. Also, it's so weird. He doesn't. It looks like his eyes aren't like are actual eyes instead of his special stuff. So yeah, he got to the secret base.
All right,
He's
and now we have,
experimenting on
fish
all these
friends.
little fishies. He's just
Yeah.
experimenting, you know.
Yep, about to pull
the
a lever.
usual.
And now we have fish people.
He turned them into fish people. It's like when Pinocchio wanted to be a real boy. Now they're
Yeah,
real fish.
Look at how
people.
happy he looks too. Like, yay!
He's like, yes, I did it.
One of them's taking notes, too. Like, what are you taking notes on? You just got arms.
How do you even take notes?
Oh, speaking of, well, now they're playing poker.
Now we're playing poker. Also, like,
and Lobato just won because he has at least 3 aces.
No, jeez. Oh my god, man.
And there's also a fish with all the cards.
Yeah, I was gonna say he bet he bet a fish and he won.
Yeah, he won.
Also, like the smoking fish on the right.
Yeah. Okay, that's all of it in there.
You missed a figment in there.
I did? Oh, I did. Yeah, on the chair. Yeah, figments have proven to be my mortal enemy in this game as well, unsurprisingly.
so yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up because you just missed one. So the figment problem, while they are easier to see,
in some levels are easier, some levels are just the worst.
I will say they have made it so they've actually hidden a lot of figments in random spots.
Yeah. Emotional baggage tag, unite tag with companion, emotional baggage helps sort out. Same as in the first game, just have to find the one it's tied to. It's going to be a bit more backtracking involved with them in this game, which is another reason why I'm not super worried about completion first time around. Because I know I have to go back around for these.
They are the big offenders when it comes to that. So. Aww. I wish the animation was a little longer.
Yeah, I do too. Like, I'm glad they kept it at all, but...
Hey, see what
disgusting.
See you on the other side.
So, it's a different circle grunt. I'm sorry, I'm getting way too much enjoyment out of this. I'm gonna have a field day when I unlock the camera, which there is a camera in this game that's beautiful.
Looks like some sort of conference.
Oh yeah. Kind of wish I got that stuff earlier than I did.
I'm coming, Sasha.
But one thing I want to mention too, because we did do combat once, and granted we're gonna have it again in a moment. This game very much they increased combat.
This is another area where you can just sit here and let them beat up Sasha if you want. So let's just let them beat up Sasha.
So I did for a while because Raz mentions how he heard something, so I thought emotional baggage was somewhere. There's no emotional baggage in here. You don't hear him.
There is, but you can't get it.
Is it behind a wall?
Yeah, it's behind this right here. You can actually see it if you look through. Like, there it is.
Yep.
But you need pyrokinesis, which I don't have yet.
I'm surprised that they, interesting. That's weird. So for some reason the emotional baggage you can't hear in this game.
Yeah,
if they're behind a wall. Specifically if they're behind a wall. If they're not behind a wall, you can hear them crying.
Anything else, Dad? Oh, this is great.
How is the uvula even hitting him?
I have no idea.
It's like literally not hitting him.
Maybe, Raz, you could shoot the...
I can't tell if he's slurring his words more or not.
He's definitely slurring.
What was I saying? Oh yes.
I'm gonna stay here as long as he still has things to say.
I think he's starting to repeat. Yeah, I think he's starting.
I'm pretty sure that's a repeat. I'll give it one more. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's a repeat.
You're really asking for a big... Thank you, Rasputin. Please, let's get clear of this aggressive uvula.
Ooh, aggressive uvula.
How was Lobato breaking through the office construct?
He couldn't be doing this on his own.
One thing I like about this game, but one thing I also don't like at the same time, is you actually do get to keep all of your power-ups from the first game. Kind of.
You keep
some. That's
you're gonna keep all the ones you would honestly care about.
Yeah, invisibility. Honestly, shield was really useful in the first
shield
game.
I kind of miss, but like invisibility is whatever.
There could be some cases where I'd be like, yeah, sure, you know, I could use invisibility.
I feel like invisibility would have been better in this game than it would have been the first, but like it's still not super missed.
Ah, it's the Tooth Fairy. Also, I love how these two guys have names, but they never are marked in the subtitles with their names.
No, it's just Tooth Fairy.
It's Frankie and something else.
Yeah, I caught Frankie. I didn't catch the other one.
I think when you shoot one down. It's when you shoot him down. But if you don't shoot him down for a while, Raz will say like, "Hey, give me the thing. Put down the tooth." Might as well collect the figments that you can that are not in the air.
Hey, tooth fairies.
Or
drop
that one.
tooth. It's not yours, and I need to jump on it.
Yeah, so he says that. There's probably some behind you too, for the record.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Also, when you shoot one, let the dialogue play. I was stupid and
absolutely,
showed
yeah, I
up
know.
very fast.
No,
At least in this first encounter, I did.
Oh man, I really feel like blasting those tooth fairies.
I love how they kept the tradition in this game, just having a bunch of pointless lines, so you can just sit there at any point and just have them talk.
We're gonna get so much moolah for this molar.
I will say, unfortunately, though, it's not that the writing is bad. It's not. But the frequency of lines popping up is maybe a little too much. But that's just kind of a modern
That's
game.
an early game-ism, like, because like it goes down drastically after the first couple levels.
I can't believe
Thank
this shut
gosh.
Frankie.
Oh man, I really feel like blasting those tooth fairies.
Because sometimes I'll be like, oh, I want to explore this section real quick. Or, hell, I'll be grabbing a whole bunch of stuff in one area, and then Raz will decide he wants to chime in to tell me what I need to do, and I'm like, I'm well aware. I'm just going around collecting things. Leave me alone.
Oh man, I really feel like.
What did you do to its sister? I need to know now.
What happens if you use telekinesis on him?
Question. I can't.
Ugh, Frankie was carrying more of his tooth than I realized.
Okay, I don't want to sit here forever.
They got me too, Frankie. The mooks.
Rage, breakdown, trap. Well, at least they tell us there's a trap.
Yeah, it's nice of them.
Speaking of things that are nice, they do get. It's very small, but there is actually, you do get a little of what's it called? There is a little bit of a magnet whenever you grab figments. Or maybe it was my magnet badge. I don't know.
I didn't have a magnet, I can tell you that. And I was never able to afford the magnet. So you got way more money than I ever did, or Psychonium.
Honestly, it's a mess in there. Here,
It's
rinse and
me.
spit.
I like how he's talking to himself. So you have to remember, this is technically in his mind too. So does this mean he's always just talking to himself?
Yes.
Oh no, not back in the trap.
Trap?
Coach,
Now the trap is even more disgusting.
where'd he go?
Oh, well, that's a good
Oh,
the
new
Android site.
enemy.
Yep, Figment regret notes. I missed it.
Otto has regrets, then maybe
Weighs you
there's a
down.
way we can still get to him.
Yeah, it checks out.
Let's get out of here and find Lobato.
I'm very, very happy that they were still able to essentially add new enemies and keep the concept of being inside the brain of somebody as opposed to just putting in
like,
some random enemies.
You know, like every type of enemy is an enemy that they tie to the mind in some way. Oh, strength of Raz's connection to mental world. When mental energy is depleted, he will reset to his last mental checkpoint. They don't kick you out anymore.
They don't kick you out, but they will reset your progress, which is annoying.
I only ever died twice in the game, and both times the checkpoints were less than a minute away.
I died once. And it was in, I'm not going to say the stage, but it was in a stage. I collected all the figments in this first section and everything, and I essentially had to do like 7 minutes of work or something all over again. It was very mean. Also, these guys die in one hit to Side Blast. I almost never throw stuff at them.
I'm just using my Psychonauts now because I'm barely going to use it after a point, unfortunately. It's just other abilities are better.
I do really like how they expanded the combat on this game a lot.
For what it's worth, like the Psychonauts is definitely better here than it was in the original game. It's just there's other abilities that are better.
Did somebody say go?
I'm gonna say there's one particular enemy, and you probably know which one I'm talking about, that Psychokinesis is almost a necessity for.
Yeah, like you technically don't need it, but you need it.
You need it if you want to make the enemy almost trivial. What are they saying now?
Nothing so far.
Where are they gonna go? Is the next question.
Hey, Sasha, did everything dead?
I mean, you can just fly through the roof.
That is not providing any new scientific insight.
Seriously.
I'm an idiot, Frankie. Your sister's an
Maybe
angel.
Frankie is the only one with the
Are you
voice.
trying to remind me of that episode in my mind? Because I'd like to forget that.
Now,
Ooh,
where's
that's a
the
reference to the first
ding-dong
game.
Exit? Watch out! They're shooting at us! Frankie! Frankie? Oh no!
Why do we keep shooting Frankie? Or are they all just named Frankie?
Well,
Maybe they're all named Frankie.
think he'll bite?
Rasputin, stop dawdling.
Fine. As soon as you say something else. This is very important to me.
If even will at this rate.
Yep.
Say something.
Say words.
I'm beautiful. Looks like he only had that one line of dialogue. He's not
Okay.
saying anything.
I'm coming to see you, Ma!
Bye, Frankie.
Rasputin, you see what you can
Remember
find
when I saw
in the world.
Sasha walking there and I thought it was gonna land on him?
Oh, I did too. I absolutely was. It's like, oh, well, that's really good. No.
Ooh. Hey guys, remember when we mentioned Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah, so here's one of those tricks right now.
Oh, this is not good.
I would say the next major level is where they really show the trickery.
The
very,
penultimate level
very
is
well.
easily like the high point for that. Like, almost every area is like that.
Ooh,
Hurry up,
that's
Raz!
cool.
Here I come!
Whee!
Stupid curse.
It's very weird because it doesn't tell you that's their way to tell you that you can't go into water, but at the same time that's not really water, so it doesn't it just doesn't explain it as easy as the first game.
Yeah.
For newcomers it might come off as weird, but you know, I understand it coming back in the game, so it doesn't bug me. Is there an achievement tied to burning all these? Because I did.
I am not sure. Would you look that up, actually?
Oh jeez, I don't want to look at achievements, I'm scared.
Just look to see if there's achievements tied to Lobato's stage. Sync.
I mean, you
Rips.
should anyway. She
Rat.
does have dialogue for burning things, so
Yes, she does.
save
Just
her
what I
for
mean,
last
yeah.
because you can also burn her.
Oh, yes. I made that mistake first time. I burned her first. I really didn't like doing in this game, okay?
You might need to get rid of the wall that actually has the door hidden. Oh, never mind. She's
this
saying
one?
stuff. Yeah.
Ooh, looks like you found an even bigger room.
I'm gonna catch up to Lobato.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to look.
I feel bad about not recycling these, even though they're not real.
Story based.
Alright, well, I don't think I can reach anybody else, so... Oh,
If anything, I would assume. No, you could reach the other ones if you jump to them.
Well,
I
she's
burned
dead.
every single one here. I guess there isn't one.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really look like there. It actually doesn't look like there's a lot of random achievements. They're just kind of thrown
Back in the rhombus of ruin.
out in like stages like that. That would have been a perfect place to have an
We're
achievement.
not here to hurt you. We just want to know who hired you to kidnap Truman Zanotto.
Why can't you just let it go? Oh, well.
Oh.
You know, I feel a little bad for Lobato. He just wanted to be
A little bit.
employee of
Of
the year, you know.
All time, yeah. Best employee.
That makes me wonder. Does that mean that like we've been technically in his like brain for a year trying to figure this out?
It's only been
Or
a
did they
week
do
we've
some
been
sort
over
of like
this.
mental trickery?
Emotional baggage nearby.
Well, no, I'm saying like, did they use some mental trickery? Like what, you know, what?
Up the
what was
emotional baggage.
deal?
They're bringing this up now. Well, okay. Everyone has emotional baggage that needs to be sorted. You can help out by finding this bag's lost tag. Every 5 year reunite will grant a rank.
This is for people that didn't really care enough to look around in that first area. Hey, there's Frankie.
Frankie!
I don't know why you felt like burning that. It's really
I feel like
rude.
burning every sign.
You're not gonna go in that room? Do you not have the tag?
I just wanted to burn them both.
Here's some emotional baggage nearby.
I think you have that tag. Do you? Hey.
Yay!
He's always has
Everything
my
in here
happiest face.
Okay, we can start rushing a little bit more at this point. We're over half an hour in, and we're only at this point.
Who are you protecting?
Yeah, there still is quite a bit of stuff. I don't think you have the purse
I don't
tag.
think I have this one yet, but I'll
the
take
purse
it.
tag here.
Anything else?
At least I know what every single bag is now because of this game.
Dr.
Because
Lana.
Raz keeps commenting on it.
Yeah,
I just assumed they were random bags.
I did too.
But now I know the specifics. Well, I mean, obviously I knew the purse was a purse.
Was that you?
Oh, he songed himself again.
Or me? Doesn't matter. Listen, we all have our doubts and regrets.
Yeah, I don't know about doubts, so we've been dealing with a few of his regrets.
Now, understand?
Sure.
What we have
I don't even know if there's
to
doubts in this game.
now is
I'm trying to think. I
finish
don't
this
remember them. But that doesn't mean they're not there. I don't necessarily remember the names out of every game.
Lily,
Oh, I thought we
Hey,
burned
look,
her
it's call
alive.
back to the first game.
Duh. They're right over there.
I like how there's just like
Oh,
these
well, there you go.
little-
There's the doubts.
Oh, okay, those are
They're
the
called
doubts.
doubts.
All right.
Actually, they're highly flammable. You take care of them.
Also, I
while
like the
I'm
little
here,
subtle callbacks they
okay?
do to the first game like that, but like they don't overtly explain it. It's more of just like, hey, you saw the first game, and yeah. Also, this is the first area again, so you know it's even grosser
Enjoy.
now. I always thought pyrokinesis was pretty good in the first game, but I'm glad they're even better now. It's even better now.
Watch out, Raz.
I'm gonna be using
Also
a lot
like
of
how-
pyrokinesis.
What?
Ooh, Psypop. The Spring Candy will store some of your mental energy. Hold down to gobble a Psypop. I really wish these drop normally. They don't. I think this is the only time in the game it actually drops.
As far as I'm aware.
Oh, and Titanium as well. Titanium is a psychoreactive material used by Psychonauts as currency. Save it up to buy some useful stuff later. It's, well, as it
Placement of
says, it's
arrowheads.
currency. Goodbye, arrowheads. Although I guess we're not
I
at the same place anymore, so it checks out.
I still
Oh my God,
100%
another one,
recommend
Pyromania!
doing what I did. Ooh, nice. That's for burning 3 enemies at once. Which could be one of the more annoying ones, depending on the situation.
Absolutely not! If you get the top upgrade, it is hilariously simple.
Doesn't this painting look familiar?
Oh yeah, doesn't that cause like an explosion?
No, but it causes your burn area to be basically the length of 15 Razes. Like, you're never going to miss a range of 3.
My dad.
Oh, this is really personal for you, isn't
I really like pyrokinesis in this game just because, what's it called?
Here doesn't look like it.
Yeah, no, I don't think anything resets here. But I really like pyrokinesis because it's like, because enemies have health bars now, and they generally take longer to kill. It feels nice to be able to set an enemy on fire, and then that'll do damage over time, and you can beat them up. Because in the first game, you couldn't do that. You would burn yourself 90% of the time, which sucked.
on accident?
This is another one that's like, they'll just ramble as long as you let them.
Well, we waited for you.
This one actually isn't fairly long. Like, they're going to stop in a second. Yep, that's when they stop talking.
Raz, do you remember our talk about moments? Because this is not one. Get it?
Maybe we can
Raz tries to ruin all those moments as much as he can in this
Flimsy
game.
projection is
Absolutely.
worthless.
This is our goal in life.
Say we burn
And it always gets cut off, so he never gets to ruin said moment.
Like that.
You need to stop, Romper.
Oh no, you don't.
I think I just did.
Oh, well.
I mean, it is his brain.
Yeah.
Yay, finally, levitation.
Darling.
Yes, finally we can go fast.
Did you forget everything I taught you about levitation, Rasputin?
No.
I want to know how to
Thoughts can
levitate
lift you
like
up
Mia.
if you focus.
Better
Yeah,
hurry
where she's
before
just
we hit
floating.
the
Like, she's
ground.
not using the ball or anything, she's just floating. So what
Which
else do you want?
hilariously, speaking of Mia, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They explained something which is a question I'm almost certain I brought up in our original Psychonauts.
Yes, they did.
And it's
We will
funny.
go over it later.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna bring it up till it happens. I just find it funny because I genuinely think I brought it up in our LP ourselves, and I was like, huh. And then they answered it in this game, and I was like, huh.
Okay. Yeah, it works in most of these things it did in the last game. It's a bit nerfed, but like,
So I can
It's
so
not
somebody who
big
played the
difference.
games back to back, essentially, I'll explain the differences of levitation for the most part. So you can't levitate forever now. It's, as you can tell, it's more akin to a balloon.
yeah, that one I noticed right away.
Yeah, that one's the most noticeable one, especially like me when I was playing the games back to back. It's definitely noticeable when you can't hold on to that forever, right?
Yeah.
Unless you get like an air current, which essentially like triples the time. So there's that. You can't use it on the ground yet, but when you use it on the ground, you do keep the same speed as you did, I think, in the first game. The big difference, though, is the fact that I think it's the jump height isn't high anymore. It's about the same as Raz's normal height, or like normal jump. Until you get an upgrade for it, because there are upgrades. We'll learn about that after this level, so I don't really care about
We've
that.
already talked about upgrades.
Yeah. Oh, just true. Yeah. But that's really it. Also, it doesn't have nearly as crazy physics as the one in the first game, so you can't really break the game easily. But you can still break the game. I've found many different places to
Oh yeah,
sequence break.
absolutely.
Chaos on every mission, Raz. A Psychonaut
And I'm just like, wow, I don't know if the game testers didn't care because there was invisible walls in some spots, or if they were just like, screw it, let's keep it in.
Some of the developers were talking about, I'd say 50-50 shot for either. And then you can press when you're on the ground.
It's
to use
probably a
levitation.
little
And this
bit.
is probably the last time I'm ever going to have levitation on to do it as such. So there, enjoy it while it lasts.
Yes. So just like the first game, so in this game, or in the first game, they had it so levitation.
Gosh darn it, no, go back. Welcome
levitation
to the
can-
end for Figments in this game. Any automated segment.
No, it's always been that bad. But anyways, levitation. So in the first game, if you guys remember, it was always attached to a button if you were in the air. In this game, there's an option to make it so if you triple jump, you can, what's it called? That happened to me the first time I played the game, right there. If you triple jump, it'll do the float automatically. And then there's also an option for, if you use the levitation ball in midair, you can put it under you, just like in the first game. I don't know why that's an option. That should honestly just be a
It
default
should just
thing.
be default. It's a default in the first game.
It's not intrusive, so...
Yeah, no, like, no. Gosh darn it! I'm struggling
think
more
the
here than I
game-
did my first time through.
I think the game was actually expecting you to use the levitation midair, like jump. Then, oh, no, never mind. but yeah, so you can, because you can triple jump to use that as your glide. Yeah, it completely makes the levitation needing to be a mandatory slot at all times basically moot. Though unfortunately, Psyblast basically has to stay forever. I feel like there's
Yeah,
no
it
reason to ever
does.
get rid of Psyblast.
Unfortunately, there's some abilities that are just always going to be... Psyblast is almost always going to be there. Pyrokinesis for me is going to be there a lot.
It is very good.
Yeah, and that's already half of the slots I can use.
So one thing that luckily, to be fair, the first game was also like this, but this game is even better. Swapping psychic abilities on the fly is very fast, so it's not
I
that
will give it
problematic.
that.
It's him.
It's just a mild annoyance.
Now. Look at, there's enemies you can kill in one hit again. Never mind. I don't know how you didn't kill that enemy in one hit. Also, something I want to mention too: enemies hurt in this game.
Yeah, they hurt early on at the break. Like once you start getting some half a mines to increase your health, it's not going to be as bad. But early on, it's rough.
They still hurt. But yeah, early
you're
on
not
for a
late
very
enough
long
in.
time. True. But at the point that I'm in, they still hurt. Like I don't need any dream fluffs, luckily, which are back in this game. Because why would they be?
Now the combat is in this game, it'd be cruel if they got rid of them.
They put the box in the basket in the ocean. No, that's
Oh yeah, I died on a boss. But that was also because I started the boss with like 2 HP.
Smoky Lobe!
Oh shoot. You got all the figments. I don't even think I got all the figments in this stage yet.
the egg in the box, and the box
I know,
That's
I
a
didn't get them the
rarity.
first time around.
in the basket in the ocean.
That's a rarity, getting all the figments in one go in a stage. I don't
I
think
don't
there's ever been a
expect that to
stage that
happen
I've done
very
that.
No box in
Not
the
even in the
box,
smaller
and the
stages.
egg in the ocean.
I don't think I've ever gotten them all in one go.
The old egg in the box, and the box in the ocean.
Simple.
And if you tell anyone
Yeah, simple, come
about
on.
me, anyone at all, you'll
So,
have to deal with her.
This was his employer,
Yeah?
Shadow from Kingdom Hearts.
Baby, look at her.
Yes, of course.
No, I won't tell. I won't tell anyone. I promise. No, please.
Honestly, kind of looks more like Thunder Titan, or not Thunder Titan, Tornado Titan.
If you place the water with the air, I can kind of see it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, speaking of water, that's the water hand coming to kill you because you've been cursed to die in
Of course.
water. You were cursed to die in water. This is probably the longest loading screen in the game, not even a joke.
Some of
So
the
far
screens
from
are
me, at least.
instantaneous, and some of them take over a minute. It is weird.
Though I understand why they do it here, because I think they loaded everything at once.
I won't
Like a huge area at once, I should say.
There's definitely longer loading screens than that.
That was
That's not even-
That's the longest one I've encountered so far.
That's not even like the longer half. That's a decently quick one.
Hey, look at it's Truman. We didn't see him in the first game. He's in Romp's
Oh.
room. We saved him.
Lavato to kidnap Truman. Knew he might be psychically interrogated.
Not to be confused with the Truman Show.
Yeah, we also have that rat that we saw in Rhombus of Ruin.
His name's Henry.
I couldn't tell
Yeah.
who it was.
I think it's Henry.
And I saw
It's something like that.
something
I
else.
think this game will be sure to remind us.
I saw the thing.
Oh yeah, there's points where like early on where characters just mention him. I think Raz literally mentions him in the upcoming section.
She was floating
Yeah.
over the
So.
ruins of a city.
But like in the next
She was
part, we'll be able to
commanding
go over that.
servants of-
Yeah, exactly. So if we weren't correct with his name, we're gonna know it soon enough.
Rasputin, I'm going to show you a picture.
He's not the same as Mr. Pokelope, so he's easier to forget.
Wait a second.
Everyone's easier to forget when they're not
I
Pokemon.
recognized
But
her.
we're
I mean,
man.
have you heard Pokelope's beautiful voice?
She's on
Exactly.
Maligula.
the deluge of Grulovia.
Maligula, not to be confused with Caligula.
Get ready to be sick and tired of that word by the end of this game.
Killed her himself.
Maligula?
She never truly
Well, that too, but
Kind
I was good for Grulovia. I'm pretty sure, like, in the
Oh,
last
okay.
few stages, they use that word, like, in every sentence. It is genuinely obnoxious.
Still has a loyal
I was gonna say, if you're talking about the word Maligula, or mine, that makes me think of like in Harry Potter, how Voldemort is like used like crazy by the way end, but also not at the same time because they tried to like
most of the
retcon
game
it.
is fine with the Grulovia. Like, in the last few worlds, literally every sentence. It is,
What?
like, I had to mute the game at a point.
Bring her back to life?
And this is Psychonauts we're talking about.
But if they
Ooh,
believe they can do
Grulovia.
it, they might do some dangerous things.
You know, after playing the games back to back too, I have to say, Mia's voice actor sounds literally no different.
Could never kidnap the grand.
If there's any character that sounds the exact same, it's her probably. Her and Raz probably. Sasha Nine's also very close.
Psychonauts.
You think this is a mole? You're dumber than you look.
Looks like a mole to me.
Approaching the mother lobe.
How do you even get in here? They just leave him, like let him in?
Yes.
The mother lobe. I like the hands that are holding up the brain.
So how far away is this from Whispering Rock even? Because it's got the same biome and stuff.
If I remember correctly, they say it's not really that far. They mention how the actual place isn't very far. Like, it would make sense that they wouldn't want it to be far, given how the whole Psychonauts idea behind the organization is like the Titanium meteorite landed over there and all that sort of stuff. Like, they probably want to be in the general vicinity.
What are you talking about, Agent 9?
We were on a mission to rescue the Grand.
I like that his name means Agent No.
Yes.
I never heard any call. Who did you talk to? Is he all right?
I honestly totally forgot that this was their explanation for the whole mole thing.
This is our.
Because after a while I forgot and I was like, why did everybody think there's a mole in the Psychonauts again? And then I was like, oh yeah. Because the Psychonauts would have helped at this point.
We believe delusionists are involved, and they're trying to bring back Malicula.
What?
Delusionists. Is it even possible to dislike Mia? That's the real question. Or Sasha 9?
Or even Yogaidr for that matter. I know he was the villain of the first game, but gosh darn it, he's so likable here. He's probably my favorite of the three.
I think Mia's my favorite just because she's very nice, but when she's hostile, it's really passive-aggressive.
Oh, I mean, absolutely.
Because she's
I just love the
way too
warmongering that Yogaidr has. Like, every time the Raz talks to him, you can tell he's absolutely terrified of the man.
Does that make anyone else a little nervous?
Who are you?
I won't find it. I kind of did find it a little weird that Raz is a little self-contained in this game. He's very, very shy. But then when you think about it, he's literally in the place that he really wanted to be in.
Agent Cruller is
so it makes sense when you really think of it like that.
He can hand out all the
because in the first game he's pretty pompous, but those are also just kids at a campsite.
Yeah,
these really literal adults. Yeah, and these are literal adults. This is the job he is wanting.
This is his dream job.
Exactly. So once I got that in my mind, I was like, you know what? It makes sense why his personality is the way it is.
If the other agents vouch for you,
he's still the same, mind you. He still does wisecracks and stuff like that. It's just he's dealing with adults, not kids. Except for the interns.
Yes, interns. Unpaid interns is beautiful.
Welcome to the Mother Lobe.
I don't want to be in the Mother Lobe anymore. I want to go back to camp.
Let us go. Oh, I got an achievement again. Employee of the Year. I want to go out. I want to go out. I want to go out.
You're legally not allowed to go out.
I am not legally allowed to go out. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm going to end the part here for now. This is a good place to cut it off, I think.
Absolutely.
So, thank y'all for watching, and next time we will properly explore the Mother Lobe. I don't even know if we will make it to one of the mental worlds. I would not be surprised if we don't, if the entire part is just us talking to people. There's a lot of people to talk to.
It's basically like the campsite the first time you get to it. It's the same idea. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next part where we're gonna be in the Mother Lobe, just kind of looking around. To be fair, there's also just a lot of stuff kind of before you jump into the next mental world anyway. So
exactly,
checks out,
including a missable achievement. So
ooh, I'm interested to see what that is.
Yeah, the only
nice squash
in the entire game. Yeah, it's nice. I really like the look and animation of this game. It was there in the first game, but I feel like this game they lost the ugly angle. So it's just purely aesthetic now. It's really good.
I will talk about that at the beginning of the next part, so I don't extend this part length for too long.
Right, yeah. See y'all next time. All toast is toast. Bye bye.
Chicken tenders. Bye bye. See you in the intern program.